I'm Laura Bates, and I'm the One Community candidate running for selectman. It's important that we all have a voice. We may have different opinions, but it's crucial that we come together in good faith to make the best decisions for North Andover. I'm not a politician, and I never expected to run for office. However, there's never been a better moment in time for someone with my skills and professional experience to be on the Board of Selectmen. It's important to keep a diverse perspective on the board, and I believe I can offer that with my engineering background and being the mother of 2 young boys. I'm a structural engineer. I make life and death decisions every day to ensure that the buildings we design and build are safe. I analyze, I research, I listen. I make hard decisions, justify them, and own the results. I want to do that for the benefit of our One Community. We're about to embark on the largest building project in our town's history. There's been a lot of talk about the revenues Amazon will bring to town, but we can't talk about spending that money until we get that project out of the ground. I am uniquely qualified to make sure this $500 million project is built safely for the benefit of our One Community. When my husband Dean and I were looking for somewhere to raise our boys, we were looking for a sense of community. We wanted a town that values every resident, including our seniors, children, and families. Everyone deserves equal opportunity, reliable town and school services, and the comfort of public safety, something that we saw the importance of this past year and a half. I will not forget the events of September 13th, when we were all affected by Columbia Gas. The selectmen, town officials, police, fire, and emergency management personnel did a wonderful job caring for us, communicating clearly, and dealing with the aftermath. And I want to say thank you. Like many of you, our family was upended by the gas explosions. We had no heat or hot water. We had to replace all our gas appliances and repair our yard. Yet we were one of the lucky families. There's still work to be completed. Our roads need to be repaired. Grogan Field still needs to be restored. And residents are continuing to make repairs to their homes. I will work to make sure that North Andover is made whole again. Now we are under another threat. Coronavirus might upend our lives, close schools, risk endangering the public health. This time, we can plan to mitigate the disruption and protect the life and safety of all our residents. We proved that we can come together as one community with the gas disaster, and I will help lead us to remain one community as we care for each other and protecting all our families from COVID-19. I'm passionate about pursuing responsible commercial development that does not come at the expense of our neighborhoods that are the backbone of our community. We need to be able to attract both large and small businesses that will be vested in our community and provide us with the tax revenue to move North Andover forward. A thriving downtown that supports restaurants, shopping, and entertainment will benefit everyone and keep revenues in town. Our new master plan, a comprehensive, well-considered blueprint, will help get us there, and it needs to be properly executed. We need to properly fund our schools. Addressing the overcrowding at the middle school is a priority. It is not okay that we have some of the largest class sizes in the state in our middle school. It is important that we foster a strong relationship between the board and the school committee. With 2 children going through the school system and my time on the PTO board at Atkinson, I've seen firsthand some of the needs of our schools. The best investment we can make is in our children and their future so they can all meet their potential. There's so much going on in town. Our schools need to be properly funded. We need to support public safety and senior housing. Ongoing development needs to be done responsibly and safely. Our new senior center needs to be built, protecting the promised revenue from Amazon, but only after it's properly built, and implementation of our master plan. And we might soon be facing the expansion of our middle school. These are all good reasons an engineer would be ideal on the board. There are many certainties in town government, but there are going to be things we can't predict, such as the Columbia Gas disaster and now coronavirus. I'm educationally, professionally, and personally ready to take on this as selectman. I'm thoughtful, pragmatic, and I will work collaboratively with all town departments to ensure that we are doing what is best for all our residents and the future of the one community we all love. We have had many successes in our community: a AAA bond rating, a new fire station, the Public Works building, expanded public conservation and recreational space, and much more, all done without tax overrides. We certainly have had challenges as a community, but they cannot be successfully addressed by tearing ourselves apart. We are and must remain one community for all. I'm not a politician, but I'm pragmatic, as any mother needs to be. I do not have political interests. My only interest is in making this wonderful town the one community we are all proud to call home. Please be safe, We will get through all that we are facing today and in the future, together as one community. I respectfully ask for your vote on March 31st. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alissa Koenig, and I am running for Selectman. I've been a member of the North Andover community for almost 6 years now. I'm the mother of 4 children, and I'm a practicing attorney for a firm in Boston. I chose to run for Selectman because I am proud of the town my family calls home, and our town deserves a fresh voice and perspective. I am that fresh voice and perspective. I believe in public service, and I want to give back to my community. We are a community that values families, education, safety, and each other. There are so many great changes that have come about in our town, especially within the past few years, including the farmers market, the artisan market, an upcoming new recreational complex, an upgraded senior center, and so much more. Leadership of our town have worked on a master plan, and as we strive to achieve the goals of that plan, there will inevitably come concerns and challenges, and I want to ensure, as those are addressed, that our town values stay intact. In my practice of law, I work with people. Real people who need my help. This is where my strengths lay. I know how to talk to people of all ages and facets of life, and I get to the bottom of their true concerns so that I can help them in ways that are the most beneficial to them and in turn negotiate with larger companies to come to resolutions. This is the approach I will take as Selectman. Our town citizens are real people who need to be listened to and their concerns understood so that real solutions can be reached. The issues our town faces are not always black and white. These are not math problems with a definite right or wrong answer. It takes a skilled mind to be able to evaluate those gray areas to reach creative solutions that are best for the town overall and in the long term. As your Selectman, I will work to tailor growth in a way that aligns with the quality of life and community feel our town enjoys. Bridge community members and town government so members feel connected to resolutions and confident in the town leadership they have elected, and focus on sustainability measures to ensure a more environmentally conscious community that our children can enjoy for generations to come. I am not one to make promises I can't keep. I understand the bounds of the law and will not say I will do something without knowing if it can be done. I will not find a solution to one problem with disregard of the problems that decision may cause elsewhere. It's important to have someone capable of looking at the totality of the circumstances and consequences before rendering decisions. I will stand up for what is right. I will diligently research policy benefits and implications to use my voice in a way that counts. In my career, I continually work to make sure my clients' best interests are served, and just as I advocate for the best interests of my clients, I will tirelessly advocate for the citizens of our town to ensure the values of our community are being met. I'm a negotiator for positive change and creative solutions, and I take to heart the values and concerns of our town. It's time to elect that fresh voice that will stand up for our community, and with several choices this election, you have that power now. Make it count. It would be my sincere honor to serve this community, and I ask for your vote on March 31st. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Chris Nobile, father of 3 boys, husband of Suzanne, fellow citizen, financial executive, and your incumbent selectman. Experience, expertise, and know-how. That is my very public track record. My commitment to work for all of North Andover has traveled these past 12 years from the school committee, where I fought potentially devastating cuts to our school programs after the Great Recession, to the finance committee, where I worked closely with former town manager Andrew Mailer to build prudent reserves, achieve that AAA bond rating, and champion a strategy to control future town healthcare costs of OPEB. My accomplishments on the board include working diligently to hold Columbia Gas accountable for that shameful disaster. But let's take a moment and recognize the COVID-19 threat. First and foremost, for clear, factual updates, please go to our town website, northandoverma.gov. Now, I've dealt with indiscriminate disaster and its aftermath. You can count on me to use that experience with town officials, experts, to prepare and protect our community, our entire community. Just as significantly, I will have your back in dealing with the pandemic and our recovery. I'd also like you to know that the other thing I'm most proud of is the fact that, well, we may all disagree at times. You've seen my dedication as a selectman to enthusiastically advocate for North Andover, soliciting feedback and working with everyone for good solutions. To represent the heart and the moral backbone of our North Andover is an enormous honor. Thank you. Today we have a tremendous opportunity to move our North Andover ahead, to advance North Andover. How will I work on your behalf? By managing town finances to maintain that AAA bond rating, by guiding the new town manager and working with Andrew Mailer again at Merrimack College, by controlling and directing the economic future of North Andover with the town-approved master plan, by building the new senior center to expand programs and activities for the more than 20% of our fellow citizens who are seniors, by creating the town recreational complex right behind the middle school, and by investing and increasing our investment in school improvements, by protecting and improving our green community standing. No, I will use my expertise with the Columbia gas disaster to make sure North Andover town services continue and our community fully recovers. I have your back. On March 31st, for your select board vote, choose experience, choose Chris. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Luke Nobile, candidate for the North Andover Board of Selectmen. I am running for the first time and respectfully ask for your vote. I am a husband and father of 4 children, ranging from 6 to 12 years old. My wife and I chose North Andover to raise our children for the community, the schools, and the location. North Andover has a very special charm about it that my wife and I fell in love with. I own my own financial planning practice and have for the past 10 years in Danvers and Wakefield. My wife, Amanda, is a 7th grade math teacher in Chelmsford and recently earned her doctorate in STEM education from UMass Lowell. I graduated from Salem State College, now University, before earning my advanced degrees in finance from the American College, taking many of the courses right down the street here at Merrimack College. I chose to run for the Board of Selectmen because I have a passion for community involvement in town government. I've been a community activist since I was 14 years old, volunteering for a variety of different campaigns. Even before that, as early as 4th grade, I was polling my 4th grade class on the presidential elections. I feel strongly that community involvement is important, and many of us do this many different ways. Some through school volunteering, through the PTO, music volunteering, coaching different sports, or maybe just helping out a neighbor in need. My strengths are in leadership and financial management, skills that I know will serve well the people of North Andover if I am fortunate enough to be hired by you, the voters. Part of what I love about our community and any community is the involvement that it allows. To meet new people and have discussions and be involved in the decisions that shape our community. A local government needs to be the voice of the people it serves. I will make sure that the voice of the citizens are being represented, and I hope to make that well known in my application to the voters here in North Andover. We hire our select men and women to represent us. And yes, hire is the correct word. The voters are hiring the people they want in their town government. Taking a look back, there have been 4-to-1 votes on a couple of big issues. Changing the voting age to 16, selling or leasing the Stevens estate, that fell on the wrong side of the residents' vote. 80% of the board voted differently than the majority of the people in our community. You have an opportunity in this election to make your voice heard. I would encourage open meetings and discussions. I would encourage constant communication between the Board of Selectmen and the women and men appointed to the committees in the town. I would encourage a more active participation with the school committee. Part of the decisions to move to North Andover for us were the schools. We have 4 children. My wife is a teacher, and education for our children is a top priority. Having good schools is critical to a good education. So far, our kids have had an amazing experience with the teachers and with the school. This is my 4th year being part of the PTO and being a room dad, and I've experienced firsthand our growing class sizes and the strain that this puts on our teachers and our kids. We can be more thoughtful with our building and development. I would propose a 2-year moratorium on the mega development in our town while we determine sustainability for our roads, our schools, and the infrastructure. I would encourage we make it easier for businesses in existing structures to obtain permitting and zoning. We want to grow thoughtfully, and it's the Board of Selectmen who have the responsibility to the people who hire them to make sure of that. If Amazon comes to town, we want to have a plan to be thoughtful with those resources and make sure that we are relieving any potential burden in the future on the residents and our seniors so they can stay in the town that they love and have grown up in. We have a lot of big decisions to make, but with good leadership that listens to the voters, we can turn these big decisions into great opportunities. I hope to earn your vote, Team Luke, on March 31st. Under the Selectmen section, I am last on the ballot, but I am first for North Andover.
Hello, my name is Helen Pickard. I'm running for re-election to North Andover Public Schools School Committee. I've served since 2017, and I ask for one of your 2 votes on March 31st. I'm very proud of the work that we've done together in North Andover Public Schools. Since election, we built the Ann Bradstreet Early Childhood Center, which welcomes all of our youngest students in pre-K and kindergarten to start their North Andover Public School experience together. In turn, this has allowed us to reduce class size across our elementary schools across the district. I'm very proud of the consensus budgeting that we have completed for a good number of years now, maybe 7 or 8. This year's consensus budget is the largest increase we've had for our schools in many years. Our budget was approved unanimously by the school committee with the support of the finance committee, the Board of Selectmen, our town manager, and our school administration. As part of this process, we challenged our superintendent and his administration to come forward with an improvement budget for all our schools, not just for this year, but a 5-year plan. We approved an updated strategic plan that will address crowding at our North Andover Middle School, as well as continue to improve opportunities for elementary and high school students. This is an exciting time for North Andover Public Schools, and I would appreciate your vote on March 31st to continue this work that we've been doing so well together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vietzke-Lynch, and I am running for re-election to the North Andover School Committee. I have lived here for 12 years with my husband and 2 middle schoolers, and I have my own law practice focusing on education law and estate planning. Prior to that, I was a law professor for 17 years. I believe strongly in the importance of high quality, rigorous, and appropriate education. These past 3 years have been educational, thought-provoking, and yes, challenging at times. Most important, these 3 years have been rewarding as I have gotten to work with local volunteers, teachers, and parents to move North Andover schools in an important direction. I have learned a great deal from my 4 committee colleagues, and it's because of this positive experience that I have decided to run again. In just 3 years, we have seen the opening of a brand new kindergarten building, brought on a new superintendent, successfully negotiated union contracts for school staff at all levels, created a task force to address teen relationships, and even just approved a budget increase of 4.5%, one of the highest increases this decade. We have facilitated the implementation of model classrooms district-wide, increased technology and infrastructure, implemented the Eureka Math and Lucy Calkins curricula, and reduced class sizes in all elementary schools. Despite our successes, however, challenges remain. We have an overcrowded middle school, remain in the bottom 10% of per pupil spending in Massachusetts, and we must do more to reduce class sizes. Most important, we must ensure that our classrooms are dynamic enough to support students at every level, from those with high needs to our highest achievers. We need to make sure that teachers meet students where they are, with differentiated learning, and that there is a spot in an advanced placement class for all who qualify. We need to emphasize our STEM and STEAM opportunities with special focus on getting girls more involved. Finally, another issue that the committee has discussed in numerous meetings and that is important to me is the rise of vaping in the schools. School discipline is a part of my law practice, and the number of vaping cases I have had in other districts has risen exponentially recently. It is rampant. Our teachers have done a good job of educating students about the dangers of it, but we need to do more. We implemented a task force to look at this issue last year, and this group has actively addressed the problem with multiple endeavors, such as webinars, classes, podcasts, posters, and presentations at the high school, presentations, posters, classes, and field trips at the middle school, and programs for the older grades at the elementary schools. But this also needs to be a community-wide initiative. Discipline alone is not effective for such a highly addictive habit. Our Board of Selectmen wisely hired a community support coordinator 18 months ago who will help with substance abuse issues, but we need to ensure that people know about her. Professional development should continue to include educating the teachers about warning signs or evidence of vaping. The best way to reduce it is to prevent it before it starts. I have never shied away from making the difficult decision, no matter how unpopular. It isn't possible to always agree as a committee, but even through disagreements, I have always strived to bring a respectful, thoughtful approach to every discussion. It is in recognition of those skills that I was asked by the Board of Selectmen to serve on our Town Manager Search Committee, the first time a school committee member has been appointed to such a role in our town's history. In closing, I have enjoyed immensely representing you for the last 3 years, and I humbly ask for the opportunity to serve for 3 more. Respectfully, I ask for your vote on March 31st at the North Andover High School.